What's going on, guys? This is the Gherkin. Huh? Huh? You like that? I've begun to realise that everyone I play with online who doesn't know me IRL just refers to me as Gherkin, which, oddly enough, I was a bit taken back by the first time I heard it, but realistically it is the kind of logical abbreviation of my gamertag. Surprisingly, Gherkins were nothing to do with the original thought process behind my gamertag. But the true version of events is long-winded and ultimately pretty boring, so I'm not gonna really try and explain it. But from now on, I may very well be embracing the gherkin. That sounded a bit homoerotic, but oh well. The point is that it's actually a lot more catchy and probably less of a mouthful than my actual gamertag, which seems to baffle people so much that at one time I was genuinely considering a short montage of just people in lobbies desperately stuttering over it and trying to pronounce it, usually along the lines of, "Hey, look at that Gurking, whatever the fuck his name is," just due to the frequency of it happening. I had so much footage of it happening, but I kind of eventually thought, a montage of that would be pretty boring because it would be like a one-joke pony. But if in the near future you happen to spy a channel on your subscription list, if you are subscribed to me, that's named The Gherkin, do not be alarmed. Your little sister has not snuck onto your YouTube and subscribed to a load of shitty channels. You're still subscribed to the same shitty channels as before, but it may well be operating under a new name. This is all if I can work out how to actually change the name of a channel within the brilliant new Google layout that they've put on YouTube. Apparently no one at Google has ever heard the phrase, "if it ain't broken, don't fix it." But alas, we must make do. Anyway, more to the point of this video. This gameplay was a domination game, and it was a Mirage, and it's not ground war, it's a 6v6. And I was just playing really casually, not really going out my way for kind of a cherry-picked gameplay or anything. And this point is going to be important later on. In the meantime, you may have realised I'm not rocking any camo on my gun. This isn't because I'm too cool for camo or anything. I'm as happy, if not happier, than the next man to not actually ram my diamond camo down your throat. But the point is, I recently finished getting gold and thusly diamond for all guns in the game, and the reason I didn't post any more of the Road to Gold videos, if anyone knew, these are videos I posted way back when I started my channel, and were mostly just highlight gamers from getting weapon camos. They were largely quite badly made, but there were some good games at the end of the day. They were essentially kind of taught me the ins and outs of simple video editing and posting on YouTube and blah blah blah. But the reason I posted no more was that I thought those were quite interesting for the specials, and which were the first weapons I did, and then the pistols, the shotguns, and even at a stretch the SMGs, but there was a large gap to kind of time-wise between that and the assault rifles, which I only picked up again recently. At the end of the day, I don't think posting episodes for the assault rifles would have been very interesting. The difference in gameplay between me using an MTAR and an A94 is literally zilch, so it would have gotten really samey. And as for the LMGs, need I say anything? Who wants to watch LMG gameplay, really? I sure as hell don't. I'm not sure why no one else would want to. They're useful guns, but you can't exactly rush with them. Well, I mean, I guess you could, but I mean, it'd be pretty rare to get a kind of good rush gameplay with an LMG. But mostly, kind of the way you play with them would get pretty boring after like a minute. Not to mention, I did the remaining guns I had in a very much kind of grind fashion, like I just kind of ground them out, like one gun then another then another. Like it just didn't really seem like something worth posting. It didn't really seem fun, Whereas with the pistols, the difference between me playing with a kind of a B23 and the difference, gameplay with me using an executioner is really different. And that's why I thought that would be interesting. But assault rifles and LMGs, I don't really think there was much point, so I just kind of ground them out over the course of a week or something. But since finishing them, and judging by the fact I had nothing else to do, I immediately began to get bored again with a lack of challenges. Because half the reason I went around getting camos for guns is that Oh, by the way, I'm kind of camping at the end of that game because I really wanted the VSAT. I didn't realise I was on any kind of streak in terms of, going for the nuclear. But I kind of really wanted that VSAT, and I've got a horrible, horrible tendency to get like tomahawked or quick scoped in the last 3 seconds of a match. I was like, no, don't want that to happen. Anyway, so with my mind kind of hungry for a challenge on the game, I turn my attention to the calling cards, specifically those for the kill streak. No, well, for those for the under the prestige heading of the calling cards, and set about getting as much of these as possible. And I wanted to get all the score streak calling cards. The score streaks went really quickly. I had pretty much all of them done, and most of them are just like take 50 kills with. I am, however, now plagued by the Guardian calling card, which is oddly enough the most impossible to get. There's 2 of them as well, and there's one for teammates killing people on the Guardian and one for you killing people. So while it's a useful little gadget for blocking high traffic routes on objective game types, I'm not open to just sitting there watching it and taking kills from it. So I'm not really filling out my calling card for me getting kills for it. And to be honest, I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm giving up on it. It's actually kind of creeping into my top 5 kill streaks just for the amount of time it's been going on. As for the prestige calling cards, they cover all of the perks, the gun attachments, and the equipment. And this was a great laugh for me because the reason I did gun cameras was to take myself out of the comfort zone, use weapons I wouldn't normally pick, etc. With the calling cards, I now had to use attachments, perks, lethals, and tacticals I wouldn't normally use as well. So I had some, such as the tac knife, rapid fire, the noob tube, which is why in this gameplay I'm somewhat retardedly throwing smoke grenades at my own feet each time I cap a flag, because that's the smoke grenade challenge. So if I post a gameplay where I was going for a particular set of calling cards, I will put it in the description for what it was. So in this one it will be something like, Semtex and smoke grenades. I have at least a few more, some from rapid fire and a couple lousy ones from using the blister iron sights. Going full circle though, the reason this gameplay stuck out was how little attention I was playing it than normal. And this isn't some kind of bragging thing. This was my last game of the night, and I was just sitting on the couch with one of my buddies, and we were just like chatting about random stuff, some of it kind of COD related, but just random shit about our days, etc, etc, what anyone would normally talk about. And I didn't even realise what kind of streak I was on until the 25 came up at the top of the screen. I had absolutely no idea until then. And this got me thinking, the number of occasions we complain that we get killed, like 1 kill off our VSAT, like 100 or 50 points off our VSAT, which is annoying if we're all playing together because it's ultimately the floodgates for everyone else to get their VSATs in, and then in come the load stars and the swarms, and it generally kind of seals the game. And I was pondering on why this happens so frequently, and I concluded that largely what it is that when you get close to a medal you're going for, and that can be a kill streak, it can be a nuclear, you start playing differently, and this is the worst thing you can do. As I said earlier, if it ain't broken, don't fix it, and if you've been playing in such a way that you've gotten this close to that big a milestone, then why would you change how you're playing all of a sudden? Because that playstyle has been working. Chances are you're going to change it to something that doesn't work as well. And generally I think people become a lot more defensive when they're near something. They start camping a little bit. And although in there's some situations this can work, a lot of the time it's going to lead to a really frustrating death. Often because by being defensive you're kind of letting people rush you and C4 you, you're going to get caught by a spawn. So I think if I'd been playing this on my own and paying more attention, I genuinely don't think I would have gotten this, because I think by the time I got to 20 kills I would have started playing like a complete boob. I would have been thinking, oh shit, I wonder if I can get to 20, and then so on and so on and so on. 25, sorry. And as soon as you do that, you start playing differently and you start making mistakes because you get too jumpy. It is what I hereby dub the curse of overthinking it. And all you really need to do is stay in your groove, ignore what's going on, and keep frosty. The number of times I'll be completely distracted during a game, talking to someone in a room, and I'll look back and find I have a VSAT I never knew I was near is you know, it happens quite frequently. No, I kill myself. This game, more often than not, follows a tragic paradox that the more attention you pay, the worse your outcome is. And I'm not saying pay no attention, you need to pay some attention, but not to the point where you really overthink it and you start changing the way you play, especially if the way you're playing is working, and you metaphorically shoot yourself in the foot. Anyway, I realised watching this back, that way I did actually go uber defensive in the last 25 kills, and I guarantee it would have screwed me over soon after had it carried on. But as luck would have it, I did kill myself. But hey, I'd rather end my own spree than let someone else do it. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. The reason I haven't posted in a while is because I've been playing a lot of Borderlands 2. I might start posting some Borderlands 2 gameplay. If you're a Borderlands player, make sure to check that out. And I'll see you next time.
Time to go to work.
What happens when I jump? Oh right, so I'm like, am I just floating around? Meow.